So here at Legendary, and myself personally, I love Mercedes. Today, we're looking at a car that wouldn't typically be in the showroom in years past, but now, a car like this 560 SL, 1989, the last year produced, is 37 years old and increasingly becoming a classic collectible, very fun, drivable car. Now, the car doesn't need to be a 7-figure supercar or 300 SL gullwing to appreciate the craftsmanship, the over-engineering of these cars, and I think most importantly for this car, the quality and originality. With 6,500 original miles, this car is pristine. It is a perfect time capsule. The R107 SL platform launched in '71 and ran until 1989, an incredible 18-year production run. In total, Mercedes built about 237,000 examples, making it one of the most successful luxury roadsters ever. The 560 SL was produced in '86 to '89 for North America, with roughly 49,000 units built in total. For '89 specifically, only about 8,300 cars were produced, making this the rarest production year of all the 560 SLs. So in 1970, these cars were initially designed by Friedrich Geiger. You'd recognize that name as one of the guys who helped design the 300 SL gullwing. Obviously, he came up with a great design for a grand touring car. So this car here, pretty unique color, blue-green metallic. And when you're just standing back and really appreciating that this is a completely original car, you get to appreciate the quality of these cars. The paint is absolutely stunning. And then if you start to look at the car, and if you're not immediately familiar with these cars like I am, you see things like the double windshield wiper, and then you remember it's a Mercedes, and that probably everything here is way over-engineered. Immediately you see the big 5.6 liter V8 producing around 227 horsepower. That's what they said. It was probably a little bit underreported. And then huge amounts of torque, making this thing kind of the ultimate highway cruiser, not having to really wind out the engine, low RPM, all the power you'd need in a car like this. So you open up the hood here, and obviously with this car being completely original, you've got all your tags, all your VIN stampings, all the original stickers. I mean, you've even got this rad sticker here. Again, a real time capsule. This car, yeah, driven 6,500 miles, just a nice, clean example. So when you're looking at a car like this with such low mileage, the driver's seat really tells a story of how this car was either abused or not. And I mean, you look in here, barely a wrinkle on the driver's seat, perfectly clean. First thing you notice is the suspension, if you will, in the seat. Really trying to make this thing a comfortable drive, a true touring car. Beautiful leather interior, great wood grain finish. You know, you've got your typical 4-speed automatic transmission, nice headlining in the coupe. And you look here, you know, one of the kind of big options on the 300 SL gullwings was the Becker radio. Of course, here you've got the Becker radio. Another telltale sign that this car is the real deal 6,500 mile car are the original tires. They look like they've barely been driven down the street. Still huge tread depth and obviously giving it that period correct look. Although we're not gonna go drive this car today because we're in the full swing of winter here, I imagine that the driving experience of this car is over-engineered with the 4-wheel disc brakes with ABS, well ahead of its time for the late 80s. Fully independent suspension, and again, giving you that smooth power with the Bosch KE Jetronic mechanical injection. The car has a top speed of about 137 miles an hour, certainly enough for a car like this. You know, pretty cool optionality out of this car with the hardtop. It looks like a coupe right now, but you can completely pull off the hardtop. You can run it as a convertible with the soft top, and then you can run it, you know, just top down, kind of that iconic Southern California look with the open air, your hair flapping in the wind. So we'll have a look in the spacious trunk here. Again, probably squeeze 2 sets of golf clubs in here. And there's a bunch of stuff in here, being the collector car that it is. Obviously the full tool roll, full tool kit. But then what's pretty cool is this. If we open this up, never been installed, and it looks like a hand crank with a bunch of cables and pulleys for setting up in your garage above the car, a lift for the hardtop. So if you were doing it by yourself, you could pull the hardtop off, have it sit above your car, and then when you want to lower it down, you lower the hand crank, put it on, and you're good to go. Again, someone driving this car only 6,500 miles definitely kept all the original paperwork. So we've got all the original books, all the original owner's manuals, and then of course, the original window sticker. And these cars weren't cheap. By the time it was all said and done, just over $65,000. 560 SLs really did reach their peak in 1989. This year, the last year they're produced, the lowest production numbers, meaning that everybody wants an 89 560 SL. Their popularity is rising every single year, with last year a car being sold at Monterey for $250,000. A car like this really checks all the boxes if you're after a relatively modern, very drivable, very reliable touring car. And what makes this car so special is the quality of this car. It doesn't matter if it's a 7, 8, 9-figure European sports racing car, or if it's a 1989 560 SL. What's so important is the quality. And the quality on this car is almost second to none. This has to be one of the best examples of a 560 SL in existence. So now we've got to ask ourselves the question, do you need a car like this? No one needs a car like this. But do you want a car like this? Big V8, Mercedes, built when Mercedes didn't own a calculator? Yeah, you want a car just like this one.